Imagine you're at a car factory. Each car, despite minor variations, follows a basic blueprint. The factory design pattern works on a similar principle. It's a way of creating objects without specifying the exact class of object that will be created. This is achieved by calling a factory method. Now, this method can either be specified in an interface and implemented by child classes, or implemented in a base class, and optionally overridden by derived classes. This process replaces the need for calling a constructor. So just like a car factory, the factory design pattern gives us a way to create objects, but with a level of abstraction. Now that we understand what the factory design pattern is, let's break it down step by step. Think of the factory design pattern as a real-world factory. The factory produces a product, and the client buys and uses the product without needing to know every detail about how it's made. In this analogy, the product is the object that will be created. The creator, or factory, is the class that contains the method for creating the product, and the client is the class that calls upon the creator to get a product. The beauty of this pattern lies in its abstraction. The client doesn't need to know the intricate details about how the product is constructed. Instead, the client simply requests a product from the factory, and the factory takes care of the rest. This keeps the client's code clean and focused on its own responsibilities, rather than getting tangled up in the complex process of creating a product. Let's consider a real-world example: an ice cream shop. The shop, or the creator, has a method for creating ice cream cones. The customer, or the client, requests a specific type of ice cream, say vanilla or chocolate. The customer doesn't need to worry about how each type of ice cream is made, they just need to enjoy the end product. In the same way, the factory design pattern allows developers to create objects based on a common interface, which promotes flexibility. When the specifics of object creation are abstracted away into a factory, it becomes much easier to add new types of products without changing the client's code. In essence, the factory design pattern separates the process of constructing a complex object from the object's use, making the code more flexible and easier to maintain. Now, let's summarize what we've learned about the factory design pattern. This ingenious pattern is like a master chef, orchestrating the creation of various dishes in a restaurant. It encapsulates a group of individual factories that have a common theme, harmonizing them under one roof. The factory design pattern also provides an interface for creating instances of a class, with its subclasses deciding which class to instantiate. This is akin to a music conductor who, despite not playing any instruments, guides the orchestra to produce a symphony. Moreover, it promotes loose coupling by eliminating the need to bind application-specific classes into the code. Think of it as a universal remote, capable of controlling various devices without being directly connected to any of them. In essence, the factory design pattern is a powerful tool in a developer's toolbox, fostering flexibility and promoting code reusability. Remember, like a car factory, the factory design pattern is all about creating objects in a manner suitable for the situation.